Holt was not with Washington State last weekend. To the left side, up tipped off the block, Summer. Now Woodford near side, floats it over the block. Freshman for Washington State gets involved and make it 2-1 Cougars here in the opening set. Kenna Woodford's been impressive this year for Washington State. 3.19 kills per set, second only to Kyra Holt, who's at 4. Holt serving to Drolson. Set right in the middle, looking for a kill was Lawless. Back near side, Woodford punches it back right with Muno. Left side over the block, big dig back for the Cougars. Bushler wanted it. Holt out of the back row. Has it saved back out. Libero with a set near side. That was Formico getting it ready. Now back to the near side. Bethune denied away block for the Bruins. And it's 2-2 here in set number 1. UCLA will make a couple substitutions here. Into serve, Rachel Enoy. And Jordan Anderson, an outside hitter, joins the back left corner. So Enoy ready from Kailua, Hawaii, a senior. McDonald turns a set for the back row. Holt sends it just wide near side. 3-2 Bruins. The officials tonight, Bill Forrester up atop the stand, Russell Wellman in front of the table, Lisa Paul, Mark Colin, the line judges. Bruins have the early lead. Again, sent away by Enoy. Upside, Bethune. And that's wide. Another point for the Bruins. Make it 4-2 UCLA. Washington State, of course, without Kyra Holt against California. Their last time out on October 25th at Berkeley. They were swept 3-0. Near side, Woodford. Tools one, gets the point. Washington State had it fired off of Xana Muno. 4-3 Cougars back by 1. Team hit percentage for Washington State at California was at just 119. UCLA does a good job of holding their opponents down this season. Near side, adjusting over the block with a right hand, Felix. She'll find the kill. 5-3 Bruins, and they have the 2-point advantage. That'll send Riley Bushler back to serve. Bushler to Woodford, who gets in front of Holt. Bethune over the block. Set, left side pin. Tipped up off the antenna. Anderson will get credit for the kill. Anderson and Felix, two of the most notable players for UCLA. Earns another service for Bushler. Bruins, 8th straight week in the polls, moved up a couple spots to 8 this week. Woodford off Felix, fired right side of the block. Brave move for the freshman. With the right hand, she gets a side out to Washington State. Tani Stevens will be on to serve. Serving numbers for the Cougars this season, 1.54 service aces per set to 0.68 for their opponents. Stevens, the junior, back right with Bushler. It goes left side, pin saved up by Woodford. What a jump to her left side. Right back to the left side to Anderson, and she'll get the kill this time. Quite a save by the block before she sprawled to it with the left hand. 7-4 UCLA. Opening set of action here from Bowler Gym. Holt receives to McDonald. Set stays with Woodford and wide on the far sideline. 8-4 Bruins. They have it doubled up here in the opening set. Right now, Washington State now with the hit percentage into negatives for the moment. -100. UCLA at 444. McDonald back sets a slide. Martin's not there in time. Tried to float it and missed wide. 9-4 Bruins. Bruins as a team in the Pac-12, the opponent's hitting percentage at 172. That's 5th best in the conference. Cougars having trouble here early with their hitting, but Woodford will get one back for Washington State. It tips the front line first, avoids the back left corner, and Bushler. 9-5 Cougars get the serve back, and Woodford will be the one to take it. Cougars this season, the average hit percentage at 188. Opponents at 160. Cougars also a good defensive bunch. Quick turn by the center, and the good move by Xana Muno gets the Bruins up 10-5. they'll sub in on the front row Haley Lawless, who is a starting outside hitter, redshirt junior from Tempe, Arizona. So Muno, who just had the quick move, serves right at Kate Summer. Joust up top, push to UCLA's side. Bruins get control back. Anderson in between the blockers for the UCLA points. 11-5 Bruins. Cougars have been close, setting up a couple of their blocks. Good work by the Bruin hitters to find the empty spaces in the zone. Near side Holt. Past a blocker, overpass to Washington State. Woodford plays with the hands. Here's a slide up for Martin, and it's wide near side. Lands at the feet of the Bruins head coach, Michael Seeley. Washington State will take a timeout. 12-5 Bruins here in the opening set. Michael Seeley, 6th season at UCLA, graduate, University of California, Los Angeles in 1993. 129-53 overall record as the coach of the Bruins. That's just a tick under 71% of his career with victories. So he's been having some good seasons with the Bruins. His best in terms of a conference finish was in 2011. Team went 17-5 and capped at second. Told you right now they're currently at third in this outstanding Pac-12 conference as USC leading the way. Of course, there's a big showdown tonight in Seattle with the Huskies taking on the Trojans. If USC wins that match on Montlake and UCLA takes care of business tonight, the Bruins can move up to second in the conference, and it'll be the two teams from Los Angeles up top. Outstanding hitting by UCLA here early on. 545 as a team, a couple that are perfect. Felix and Minot, they each have one try and one kill. 750 for Riley Bushler, 3 kills on 4 attacks. Riley Bushler's 1 for 3, 333. It's Jordan Anderson who's at 750 with those 3 kills and 4 attacks. Haley Lawless still waiting to get on the sheet with a percentage. 2 attack attempts, 0 kills, numbers at 0 for her. Washington State, meanwhile, has just 1 hitter in positive numbers. That's McKenna Woodford at 500, 4 kills, 6 attempts, 1 error. 12-5 Bruins lead out of Washington State's first timeout of the opening set. Overpass right away on the serve. McDonald trying to get to a joust. Net violation called. 13-5 Bruins. McDonald got into the net on that play. Muno serves away for the Bruins. Cross floor set, near side. Tip with the left hand for Frager. Washington State has an overpass off an attempted kill. Lands out of the Bruins zone. Kill Bruins. 14-5 UCLA. Kill credited to Jordan Anderson. Bruins have control in this opening set. McDonald, a back set right side. Martin went up early, adjusted, still had the height to peek it inside the antenna, found the back line. They get 14-6 now. Good for Claire Martin to get involved for Washington State. From Bremerton, Washington, the freshman. Kate Summer on the other hand out of Pacific Palisades, California. Back left corner. Bushler. It's set up over there for Lawless. Tried to float it over. Stevens was underneath. Holt near side through the block. Finds the back right corner of the Bruins zone. 14-7. Washington State trying to get a run going now. Cougars haven't put together a whole lot of points, but these last two have separated a 5-0 Bruin run. They had scored 9 of the last 10 before Washington State took the last 2. Stevens tries to save one, and now Washington State loses it out the near side. 15-7 Bruins. That breaks up the Cougar streak. Back in for UCLA, Carly Drolson. A few seniors for UCLA this season. Michaela Leonard, a senior setter. Carly Drolson, Maddie Kleinman. Also Rachel Enoy. Washington State with the point. Strong kill for the Cougars. Bethune will come on in. 15-8, Washington State back 7. And that's Taylor Mims getting involved. Mims, a product out of Billings, Montana. Another part of this talented Washington State freshman class. Service error here. McDonald into the net. 16-8 Bruins. They'll bring back in Claire Felix for that front row. Jenny Frager will be headed back to the line to serve. Frager and Felix certainly have the height for UCLA. 6'6" for Felix, 6'5" for Frager, who served away. McDonald brings it back near side pin. Holt tries to angle around and misses wide. 17-8 Bruins. Jen Greeny just creeping out on the edge of Washington State side of the floor. Tony Kerr to our left for UCLA. Bruins fire long on the serve. Point to Washington State, 17-9. Second service error for the Bruins here in this opening set. Went against Frager. Holt straight back, near side. Semi-slide was set up for Felix. Didn't land it. UCLA saves off the floor, gets it back to Felix near side. Holt digs it out. Middle. Mims has it dug. Back row, Drolson. Near side, a tip back off of Bushler's try. Now it's Lawless deflected back. UCLA controls. Long rally here. Bushler off the block. McDonald controls. Holt from the back row. Fires into the line. Bushler underneath the plate. Gets it back. Lands the kill. UCLA, that's a big-time rally to win. 18-9 Bruins. They'll make their substitution to bring back in Enoy to serve and Anderson to take the back left corner of the zone. UCLA still hitting .450. Washington State negatives at .042. In the red, 19-9 Bruins. Service ace. And Jen Greeny's got to take another timeout. Enoy picks up the service ace. That's the first of the match to either side. The Bruins by 10 here in the opening set. 19-9. Right now, the difference is in the attacking errors. None for the Bruins. 9 kills, 0 attack errors. Washington State, 7 kills and 1 more error at 8. That's got the Cougars in those negatives. Set assists, 9 for UCLA and 7 for Washington State. 2 service errors against the Bruins, 1 against the Cougars, 1 service ace for UCLA. Digs are even at 9. Bruins out blocking WSU 1-0. No blocking or handling errors to either side so far this evening. Taylor Mims has joined McKenna Woodford in the positives for Washington State. Mims 1 of 3, .333 hit percentage. Woodford 4 of 6, 1 error percentage at .500. Those in negatives, Claire Martin 1 kill, 2 errors, 3 attacks, negative .333. Kyra Holt 1 kill, 2 errors, 7 attacks, negative .143. Haley McDonald no kills, 1 error, 2 attack attempts, negative .500. And Haley Bethune, no kills, 2 errors, 3 attempts, negative .667. UCLA on their side. Had a good start so far tonight for Muno. 1 of 1, hitting perfect at 1,000, but Bushler will make that Anderson 5 of 6, .833 the hit percentage. Apologize, our stat monitor is showing some different names than we have on our card in front of us. Our card should be right, came out from UCLA. Cougars called for a lift, make it 29 Bruins out of the timeout. UCLA 5 points from running away was set number 1. Crowd still trickling in here inside Bowler Gym. Along the far side, Holt the receive. Up in the middle, Bethune tries to drop one. Big diving save by Formico. Formico is going to call it wide far side. Instead, took it for UCLA, and now they'll miss with an attack along the Cougars' far side. Make it 20-10. Martin back up front. Mims will head to serve. Big run needed for Washington State now. Creeping back up towards 0 in the hit percentage. Straight back with Formico. Out of the back row, Anderson lands it just inside the back line. 21-10 Bruins. Summer, the libero, back on for the defensive rotation. UCLA has Bushler to serve. This is the service ace for the Bruins so far in this opening set. Only service ace of the match. McDonald right in the middle. Martin hits it off Formico, and there's the kill. 21-11. Tani Stevens will swap Haley Bethune. In terms of service aces on the season for UCLA, not quite as many as Washington State, but 1.12%. That's still better than their opponents at 0.97. Stevens, one of the Cougar leaders in serving. Sends it away back line. Anderson is blocked heavily on the far side pin. Free ball away to Washington State. McDonald tried to set left side. Woodford wasn't ready for it. Tried to adjust. Had double contact. 22-11 Bruins handling air there against Washington State. The front row for UCLA. Frager back on. The juniors from Rancho Santa Fe, California. Holt, the receive, near side. Woodford set up. Far side, Formico the dig. It's going to go back to Anderson. Tipped. Kate Summer trying to chase it down. It hits over the table. 23-11 Bruins. UCLA 2 points from set number 1. They've got a healthy margin. UCLA played their widest margin set at 7 in Los Angeles earlier this year against Washington State. Cougars able to get a double hit on the Bruins side. Woodford worked it past the pin, 23-12. They'll take a big run for the Cougars now. We've seen them put together some runs at times this season. Woodford back towards Formico, called off late, helped out the back row by our teammate Bushler. 24-12 Bruins, and here's set point number 1 for UCLA. To take the serve, Zanamuno, freshman from Hermosa Beach, California. Holt gets it back from McDonald, just inside the back line. 24-13. See at the very least if Washington State can get some momentum rolling for set 2 here. Mims up front, Summer to serve. 400 the hit percentage for UCLA, now to zeros for Washington State. Trying to get it back positive. Setter a quick turn, that'll be your set point. Kill for Muno, and the Bruins take the opening set 25-13 over Washington State, and they lead it 1-0 here inside Bowler Gym in Pullman. So that's a pretty miraculous start for the Bruins at this point, and a very efficient start at that for UCLA. 12 kills on 26 attacks, just 1 error for the Bruins. That's why you've got that mighty fine hit percentage at .423. 12 set assists for the Bruins, 2 service errors, 1 ace, 11 digs, and 1 block. For the Cougars, 31 attacks, 10 kills, 10 errors, hit percentage at 0, 10 set assists, 2 service errors, no aces, 9 digs, and no blocks in that opening set for Washington State. And that's trouble for the Cougars. They've got to get that block up, especially right now, to try to interfere with Jordan Anderson, the junior from Flower Mound, Texas, who's having quite a match. 7 kills, 11 attacks, 1 error. .545 the hit percentage. She's the match leader in kills on Washington State's side. They have McKenna Woodford with 5 kills on 9 attacks, 2 errors, hitting .333. UCLA up to a good start here this evening. No surprise that they've had Anderson involved early. Team leader in kills per set this year at 4.81. Riley Bushler on her tail at 3.36. Bushler, of course, had that .333 hit percentage in the opening set as well. So the Cougars regrouping to our left, trying to get things set defensively and see how they'll respond to UCLA's opening set. Bruins taking a moment to the right side to get it figured out here this evening. Looking ahead for UCLA the rest of this Pac-12 season, they're at Washington on Sunday, and then a quick turnaround Wednesday night match back at the John Wooden Center against Colorado. Or excuse me, that's going to be at Pauley Pavilion. Utah at Pauley as well on the 6th, and Oregon State. So 4 straight home matches await the Bruins when they can get back to Los Angeles. But they've played well away from Westwood this season. 9-0 on the road, 4-0 at neutral sites, and they're trying to add to that this evening here in Pullman. Cougars at home, this is where they've done a majority of their cooking on the season. 6 of 14 wins here at home. 6 of their other 8 have been at neutral sites. The Cougars have a 6-3 record here inside a Bowler Gym. They're going to try to rally that crowd back up for set number 2 with just a few seconds left before we join that action. Let's take a look at the scores around the Pac-12 currently as we have them. Here tonight, Oregon State, Colorado tied at a set apiece into the 3rd from Boulder, and Salt Lake City scoreless in the opening set. Then Arizona is visiting Stanford. That's also in the first set, showing no score. Washington, USC is yet to have its first serve this evening. That match will start at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Montlake. In that opening set, 2 ties, 2 lead changes. Bruins controlled it most of the way. 85% side-out percentage for UCLA. That might be the best we've seen on WSUCougars.com for a broadcast against Washington State. 12 of 14 on those side-outs for the Bruins. That's how they had that very big margin of victory in set number 1, 25-13. So the Cougars will regroup here for the second. UCLA is going to open with the serve in set number 2. To set the floor for Washington State in receive, they'll have Kate Summer, Tawny Stevens, McKenna Woodford, Kyra Holt, Claire Martin, and Haley McDonald. UCLA has Claire Felix, Riley Bushler, along with Carly Drolson, the setter, Xana Muno, and Jenny Frager will have the opening serve. Haley Lawless also up front to complete that front line for the Bruins. Frager has it tip the tape. McDonald has to go to the left side for Holt. Block back in. Martin can't keep it there. Claire Martin gets in the way of Holt's would-be attack. 1-0 Bruins here in the second set. Claire Felix ran in to volleyball, or I guess you could say volleyball ran into her. Growing up, she was a ballerina. Up over the block, Holt lands one. Evens the score at 1 in set number 2. As Felix said, it would have been tough to find a partner for ballet at her very athletic 6'6". Cougars get a service ace. There's their first of the match. 2-1 Washington State. Kate Summer credited for the ace. That's what sets up the good defense Jen Greeny was talking about in the pregame, is when Washington State serves tough. Summer trying to keep it that way. Muno gets to Felix, right side. Net violation against the Cougars, out leaving the score at 2 here in the second set. Bruins with a couple subs to serve. Enoy, back left of the zone, Anderson. So Felix one day was at the supermarket. A couple club coaches came up to her, said, "You're going to play for us." And what do you know? A full ride later, here she is at UCLA. Cougars with another point, 3-2. Or excuse me, Bruins with the point, 3-2. Kyra Holt, the attack air. Serve will stay with Enoy. To Holt, back left. McDonald, right in the middle. Mims, overpass back to the Cougars. Washington State needs someone to sprawl to it. They do. Now it's a free ball to UCLA. Up short for the center. Formico tries to bring it back right side. McDonald plays the overpass and pushes it to the Bruin attack line. Heads up play by the junior setter for WSU. We're even at 3 in the second set. Brings off Stevens. McDonald rotates back to serve with the left hand. Back at Bushler, push to the right side. Set goes to Felix. Bethune has to dive in to get the dig. Holt along the far side. Tight to net set. Push right over to Washington State. Right in the middle now for Mims. Push to the back line of the Cougar point. 4-3 Washington State. That's a move Taylor Mims has been perfecting this season. Cougars have the advantage. Well done by Taylor Mims. Washington State with 4 of the last 6 points. Muno right side. Felix on the slide. Dug out. Now Bethune tips it off one. It falls. First it hit Bushler. Then Felix tried to hit the floor for it. 5-3 Washington State. And McDonald reading along the near side to try to keep this going for WSU. Cougars have scored the last 3 points. Formico along the back row. Near side. Pushed back down is Bushler. Saved by Formico diving underneath. Cougars to Mims trying to push back left corner, and it's a bit wide. Sailing there to make it 5-4 UCLA within 1. Cougars this season Fed Kyra Holt leading the way in kills, 5th in the conference, 4 per set, 3 in total so far through a set and change. Mims trying to light adjustment. Now Felix goes for a hard swing. Mims rejects it away back to the Bruins. Now one touches the top of the tape, and a net violation called on Taylor Mims. Floor side official going to see she was up on top of that net. 5-5 in set number 2. Cougar coaching staff does not like the call to the left. Bruins have it evened up. Bushler again to Holt. McDonald back sets the right side. Holt and gets the kill. Formico can't bring it back inside the antenna. 6-5 Cougars. Playing tighter here in the second set. It's like some guys that play hockey for WSU in the house, or at least they've got the hockey style uniforms on across the way. A discussion now with the officials on this near side. Nothing will change point-wise. 6-5 Washington State. Serve with the Cougars and Holtz. Cairo along the far side. Diving to it, Bushler, near side, Anderson, tip once. Holt gets it with a left-handed punch. Mims backpedaled. McDonald was too far away. A miscommunication evens the set at 6. Cougars here in the current set, closer in hitting with UCLA, still trailing 182 to 250. Now 3:33 in the set for the Bruins. Trying to stick it with the hands was Muno, but it just got over her head. 7-6 Washington State. Bethune the kill. Has the match percentage for UCLA at 400.070 for the Cougars. Muno brings it near side, and now it's Anderson blocked back in. Met a force over there, Martin and Bethune. 8-6 Cougars. Washington State tallying its first block. Back 2-1 in blocks right now. Near side, Anderson. Deflected this time. Cougars are at least getting in the way of her opportunities. Bethune tried to drop one. Gets over the block now for Anderson, and some frustration taken out past that Cougar block for the Bruin point. 8-7, UCLA back 1. They'll sub in Wallace on the front line. That was a big block for Washington State. Seeing if they can get it going defensively. Muno with the serve. Back set comes near side. Bethune tips it under the hands of Anderson. 9-7 Cougars. Stevens subbing in. Bethune off. Stevens will get the serve. Bethune is starting to creep up in kills. 3 for Washington State on 8 attacks, 2 errors, 125 the hit percentage. Woodford still the team lead at 5. Anderson, Anderson the match high at 10. And back right corner wide for UCLA. Cougars the point. Get 10-7 Washington State by 3. Stevens, jump serve off the tape. Touch close near side. Frager back to Lawless. Tip, long run down for Summer. Holt out of the back row, fires low. Point Bruins. Will be a sub for UCLA, and Drolson in for the Bruins. Drolson will have the serve. 10-8 WSU. Straight away on the zone. McDonald back on the right side. Martin trying to get set up on the slide, but misses low. Miscalculation to take it 10-9. UCLA a point away from evening this back up. It was after the Cougars have had the majority of the point-scoring runs in the second set. UCLA going to try to start stringing it together. Now McDonald turns on with a left hand. Good move for the setter. Point Washington State, 11-9 Cougars. Haley McDonald's first kill of the match. Goes along 15 set assists. That's the match high. Muno has 10 for the Bruins. Woodford at Drolson. Muno brings it left side. Bushler misses long. 12-9 Cougars. On the attack air, Washington State playing much cleaner in set number 2. Cougars have woken up here at home, back inside Bowler after playing 4 straight before hitting the Bay Area a weekend ago. Right up in the middle. Set came back for Frager. Cougars dug it out. back left. Formico played it there. Lawless has it tipped back on. Now floor side all the way across for UCLA. They have it dug, but able to clean up an overpass far side is Lawless. 12-10, Bruins within 2. UCLA moved the floor. Washington State having to shift near side with that pin-to-pin set. Frager at Stevens. McDonald back sets, back row. Woodford has it tipped back in. It'll fall to the floor. 12-11, Bruins within 1. Anderson still 10 of 17, 471 hit percentage. Frager again at Stevens. McDonald with a left hand, another kill for the setter. 13-11 Cougars. Heads up for Haley McDonald. Been trying to turn up that aggressiveness for Jen Greeny. Greeny talked about after last weekend, they really want McDonald cleaning up the passing as well. Putting it right where hitters need it. There was Muno trying to set the hit. McDonald pushes a joust towards UCLA. Bushler over the block off Stevens, tried to dig it with the hands. Point Bruins, once again, UCLA within 1 at 13-12 now. Enoy on to serve. Anderson on the floor as well. Bruins have been at this point a few times lately in the second set. Trying to get over the hump now and tie it up. Back 1. Right around the halfway point of set number 2. Mims. It's a quick set right by the net, but missed low. That error will hurt Washington State. They've had 12 more errors, make that 13 more errors than UCLA. And it's shown, even at 13 in the second set. McDonald right up middle. Mims has it tipped. Out of the back row, Anderson dives and saves it. Bushler's now directed back down. But Mims missed it wide. 14-13 Bruins. Now they really want to get it rolling. They could still be the first of 15 here in the second. Enoy at Holt. McDonald turns a set from back row range. Holt along the left side has it easily dug out. Out of the back row, adjustment. Anderson just got it to Washington State's side. Mims playing with it in front of net. McDonald to the left side, pin off the antenna goes Holt. And the first of 15 are the Bruins. 15-13 UCLA in set number 2. No commercials to show you here on WSUCougars.com, so we'll keep going. Enoy at Holt. McDonald tried to tip it with a left hand, this time misses. 16-13 Bruins. A little run here for UCLA. 5 consecutive for UCLA, and Washington State will take its first time out of the second set, back by 3. UCLA 3-set sweeps have been a bit of a specialty for the Bruins this season. They've had 11 3-set sweeps. 3 times they've been swept. If they go to 4 or 5, they're perfect. The combined 6-0, 5-0 in 4-set matches, 1-0 in 5-set matches. Washington State on the other side, they've also been able to register 12 sweeps, have been swept 4 times, including once already this year by the Bruins. In matches that go past 3, a combined 2 and 4, 2 and 2 in 4 sets, and 0 and 2 in 5 sets. Currently trailing by 3 points here. WSU leads in attacks, but much more errors. 19 attacking errors to 4 for UCLA. Kills are about even. Cougars actually have 1 more at 19-18. Hit percentage, though, in favor of the Bruins. 286-0. 17 set assists for UCLA to 18 for WSU. Service errors are even at 2. Service aces also even at 1. Digs are even at 19. Blocks an advantage for UCLA at 3-1. Cougars reset the floor. Bruins trotting back out as well, confidently at that. On a 5-0 run currently, taking 7 of the last 10 points as well. Starting to get back in sequence in this second set, despite the Cougars holding them to a 130 hit percentage for the current set. Enoy at Stevens. Mims pushes with the right hand back at Enoy. Out of the back row, Anderson hard off Woodford. Gets up, hits a basketball hoop. With the local rules, that stays in play. Cougars got a free ball back to the Bruins. Well done by Summer to play it off the backboard. Holt, far side, gets it back across for the kill. 16-14. That had the makings of a bad rally for Washington State when it got up into that basketball hoop in the rafters here in Bowler. But the Cougars recovered 16-14. That hoop will be in play next weekend when men's basketball hosts an exhibition here inside Bowler Gym as part of a Flashback Friday. Near side Bushler off Summer, back left corner. 17-14 Bruins. Fittingly so on Halloween weekend. This can be a scary venue for teams to come into on the road, especially ranked teams. Upsets happen here in Pullman. Very intimate environment to play Pac-12 volleyball. Behind set for McDonald for Holt. Wasn't there. Summer digs one out. Holt now back near side. Dug out by Enoy. Muno pushes it back near side. Anderson gets it underneath Mims. Mims couldn't push it to the Bruins side. 18-14 Bruins. Cougars, this is the time. You don't want to be trailing much more when it gets into that 20-point range. Bushler. Now Mims pushing it long. Attack air. 19-14 Bruins. Jen Greeny will have to make a change. It's Ashley Vandertag. Vandertag saw a bit of action in Los Angeles October 4th against the Bruins. Had 2 kills, 6 attacks, 333. Played in 3 sets. McDonald jumps for one off the serve. Cougars free ball away to save the ace. Right side, Felix set up on the slide, gets the kill. Well played for Claire Felix and Xana Muno. 2014 Bruins Cougars will take their second timeout. As UCLA starting to get back in that groove again. After Washington State broke up the 5-0 Bruin run, UCLA has gone on another 4-0 run, resulting in 9 of the last 10 points and that 6-point advantage. UCLA last weekend coming off a victory in 5 sets over Oregon State. Bruins handled the 5th set 15-5 to improve that overall record to 17-3 and 8-2. Oregon State, who's already been defeated by Washington State this year, is at 4-16 on the season and 2-8 coming into this week's Pac-12 slate. Bruins looking good, though, here tonight, trying to pick up win number 10 on the road this season. They've played away from Westwood more times than they've been at home this year. This is match number 14 away from Los Angeles. They'll play 8 through 11 at home starting next weekend. Cougars back on the floor, back by 6. Statistics, if you have it right now, Anderson still the match leader in kills at 10. Has cooled off in hit percentage a bit, but still the match leader at 364. Bushler right behind her at 5 kills, 12 attacks, 1 air for 333. Woodford, the Cougar leader in kills, tied with Holt with 5. Woodford at 182 hit percentage, Holt negative 0.53. 3 kills apiece for McDonald and Bethune. They were roommates their freshman year. McDonald sets up that roommate Bethune here. It's back on the Bruins side. It'll come back left side for Anderson and angled wide. Anderson was trying to adjust around Bethune. 2015 now, Washington State earns a side out. They'll get Holt back to serve. Holt towards Bushler. Muno keeps it away from the Cougar defense. Anderson has it dug back row by Holt. Vandertag adjusts pancake save for Formico. Free ball back to Washington State. Anderson got it there. What a play by the libero for UCLA, but the Cougars still finish a kill. That's Vandertag off the tip. First kill for Vandertag since entering here in the second set. 2016 Cougars with a couple points in a row now. Nearly a service ace, pretty much an overpass. Vandertag pushed it back on. Muno goes left side to Anderson. This time, though, Bethune can't send it back. 21-16. Anderson picks up kill number 11. Anderson this season came in second in the Pac-12. Kills per set this weekend at 4.81. McDonald up middle. Vandertijk had it change course. Bruins controlled. Anderson to the far side off of Summer. Pinballs from McDonald to Woodford and rolls on the court. 22-16 Bruins. Another for Anderson, make it 12. McDonald goes left side. Woodford past the block. Strong swing for the freshman. 22-16. McKenna Woodford's had that connection tonight with Haley McDonald. 6 kills, 6 digs. Holt 5 kills, 6 digs. Summer third in digs with 5. Stevens at 4, 2 for Bethune, 1 for McDonald. Ella Leosh, Olivia Cole for Washington State. Cole will serve, Leosh up front. Along the back left corner, Enoy has the receive. Left side, Anderson in between a couple blockers. Threads the wickets, gets the kill. 23-17 Bruins. Lawless back on. Libero stays Formico and off Enoy. Center Muno will have the serve coming. Muno hasn't had a kill in the second set after registering a pair in the first. McDonald back sets right side, creates some space for Bethune, finds the zone. 23-18. Stevens for Bethune on the service. Bruins need 2 before the Cougars get 6. Stevens ready. The jump serve. Right in the middle. Frager, the kill. 24-18. Here comes set point number 1 for the Bruins here in the second. They'll bring on Drolson to serve it. Del Mar, California, the hometown for Carly. Bruins now need 1 before the Cougars get 6. Their first try at set point. McDonald sets the slide. Leosh has it tooled. Cougar point, make it 24-19. Leosh, first point of the match. Cougar team hit percentage .058 still. Defensively, Bruins have seen 20 errors against Washington State. Now an ace for Washington State. McKenna Woodford gets that ace along the far side. Drolson couldn't get to the serve. 24-20. Could the run be on for Washington State? Cougars need 4 more. Still another try at set point for the Bruins. Formico, nearly an overpass. Tipped back in by Muno. Now Leosh up front. Adjusts a light floater. Formico played it. Near side, Bushler grazes the top of the antenna. 20. Oh, they're going to say no. I'm sorry. 25-20. Bruins take the second set. Kill credited to Riley Bushler against a blocking error by Haley McDonald. 25-20. Bruins claim the second, and they lead it 2-0 here in Pullman. Number 8 UCLA trying to stay perfect on the road. And so far, a good start. They've put the Cougars' backs into a corner, but we'll take an extended break and see what Washington State will have out of the locker room. Bruins 25-13 in the first set, 25-20 in the second. We'll get some stat breakdowns here in just a moment for you. Current leaders right now for the match in kills, Jordan Anderson at 13. For Washington State, McKenna Woodford with 6. Side-out percentage was down a little bit for the Bruins in the second set, maybe expected after an 85% clip in the first. 70 for the match, and they have the 3 blocks to Washington State's 1. Individually, Bushler with 6 kills on 13 attempts, a .385 hit percentage. 1 error, 3 assists, 4 digs. Has been in on a block assist. Haley Lawless, 1 kill, no errors, 7 attacks, a .143 hit percentage, 2 assists, 1 block assist. Carly Drolson has played in both sets, has had 2 receiving errors, 1 dig. Claire Felix, 3 kills, 10 attack attempts, .300 the hit percentage, 1 assist, 1 dig, 1 solo block, 2 block assists. She's been involved in that blocking heavily for UCLA, has 5 points on the night as well. Muno, 2 kills, 3 attempts, 667 hit percentage, has done most of her work assisting the Bruin hitters. 17 assists for Muno, 3 digs as well. Frager, 1 for 4 with 1 error, zeros on the hit percentage, 2 service errors, and 1 dig. Jordan Anderson, those 13 kills to lead the match, 3 errors, 28 attack attempts, 357 the hit percentage, has had 2 digs. Formicos had 2 assists, 9 digs, and then Enoy with 1 service ace and 4 digs to finish off the contributions for the Bruins. For Washington State, McKenna Woodford, 6 kills on 12 attempts, 3 errors, 250 the hit percentage. Woodford is one of 4 Cougars in the positives, but 2 of those 4 have only had 1 kill. The other in the positives, Haley Bethune, 4 kills, 10 attacks, 2 errors, 200 the hit percentage, had 2 digs as well. Taylor Mims, 2 kills, 3 errors, 11 attacks, negative 0.91 the percentage, 1 assist, 1 blocking error. Claire Martin, 2 kills, 3 errors, 5 attempts, negative 200 the percentage, 1 block assist. Haley McDonald with 3 kills, 3 errors, 8 attack attempts, 20 assists, 1 service error, and 1 dig with 1 blocking error as well to cap that second set. Kyra Holt has 5 kills, 6 errors, 19 times they've tried to go her way. That's a team best for WSU. Negative 0.53 the hit percentage for Holt, 1 receiving error, 7 digs. Zeros across in terms of kills and attempts for Summer. Has had 1 assist, 1 service ace, 5 digs, 1 kill, 3 tries for Ashley Vandertyke for a 333 hit percentage. Olivia Cole entered to serve, didn't register any marks on the sheet. Tani Stevens with 1 assist and 4 digs, and Ella Leos 1 kill, 2 attempts, a 500 percentage, and zeros the rest of the way across. Those quick team hits, UCLA 323 on the percentage to .057 for WSU. The sign-up percentage is 70 for UCLA, 46 for the Cougars. In total, we have 8 ties and 6 lead changes. Looks like the WSU basketball team going to help out with some of the activities in this intermission. We'll take a break on the broadcast side of things and come back to set you up for the third set. Bruins lead it 2-0 here in Pullman, 25-13, 25-20. The opening set scores. They're looking for the sweep. Cougars trying to get it back together after the break here on WSUCougars.com. Told you times this year, Jen Greeny talked about in the pregame show, Washington State's been a little bit inconsistent. It's a fairly accurate description for set number 2. The Cougars had the steam out of the gates leading up until the 13th point, and then UCLA got the margin the rest of the way home. WSU playing with a young team, a lot of freshmen on this team. The freshmen, in fact, they outnumber the rest of the classes. One of only 15 programs nationally to have at least 2 top 25 PrepVolleyball.com recruiting classes in these last 4 years, and they had one honorable mention recruiting class as well in 2014. That was after their 2013 class ranked 14th, and last year they were able to bring in a 21st ranked class. Now they've got to see if those youngsters can rise to the occasion, needing 3 straight set wins, falling behind 2-0 here to the Bruins, trying to wrap up a sweep to start off their weekend in Washington here in Pullman on this Halloween Eve. Trevor Williams with you, Josh Moran up top running camera for us, Scott Vick production tonight, the rest of our friends at WSU Athletics helping bring this one to you. 25-13, 25-20 the set scores so far. If you do want to keep up with statistics tonight, they are available with links provided both through the Washington State and UCLA athletic websites. They will be slightly ahead of the broadcast. McKenna Woodford will have a serve first for Washington State out of the break. Right over to Drolson. Secco's left side, Bushler. Diving for it, Summer controlled it there. Woodford bumps that near side. Holt had it a bit low. 4 contacts against Washington State after having it deflect the net. 1-0 Bruins. Frager's back to serve. Frager just a junior as well, along with Felix. 2 sizable fronts in the middle blockers. Cougars with the slide for Leos, able to get the kill. 1-1 in set number 3. Leos took a double take to make sure that she got that kill. Leos rotated off. Jen Greeny wanted her serving. So Leos will be ready. Looks over. We'll see how her mindset checks back in, and it does not. It's off the top of the tape for the service error. 2-1 Bruins. That's got to be tough. In her mind, she checked out off the floor, and then she went right back on to serve. Bruins will make the move to have Enoy serve. To the back, Holt with the hands. It's back. And it dug out by Formico. Left side, Bushler drops it in. Stevens underneath the cover. Right pin, left pin. McDonald, Holt had it tipped up. Saved by UCLA out of the back row. Anderson had a tough try at the attack and missed low. 2-all here in the third. Bethune up front. Stevens off. McDonald to serve. Cougars still at 0-5-4. 0s here in the third set, hit percentage-wise. McDonaldson's off to Formico. It's directed to the near side. Bushler has it tipped once. He'll deflect right here towards the table, and it sails out for the point. 3-2 Bruins. And they'll have Bushler to serve. .304 the team hit percentage for UCLA. 16-0 this season when they hit above 300. Set stays left-handed with Bethune, tries to carry over the block. But it is wide, 4-2 Bruins. Cougars will set 4 back. Summer, McDonald, Woodford, Holt. Summer urging her side, no more. Wants to get the side out. They'll get it on a service error. 4-3, Holt will serve Cougars back 1. Becomes a third service error for UCLA tonight. 3 service errors to either side. Cougars have 2 aces to the Bruin 1. Muno, back set right side. Felix, strong swing over the top of the block. Not a lot Summer could do about it. 5-3 Bruins. Well done by Claire Felix. Has Olympic dreams on her mind. Certainly been talented at UCLA. Holt out of the back row, past the diving Enoy for the Cougar point. Vandertag was on briefly. He'll check off Leos in up front. Summer preparing to serve. At Formico. Set goes left side. Anderson had it tipped on by Bethune. Out of the back row. Bushler had it dug by WSU. Leos blocked back down solo for Frager. 6-4 Bruins. Lawless will be coming back on. Direct sub with Enoy. Muno will serve. Comes along the near side, Woodford. Bethune past the pin right. Muno. Tight set right close to the setter for Frager. Picks up another kill, 7-4 Bruins. For Frager. The second kill of the night. 5 tries, hitting 200. McDonald back sets. Bethune lands it underneath Muno. Now 7-5 Cougars on the side out. We'll have Tawny Stevens on to serve. Stevens tonight has not had a service ace. They belong to Woodford and Summer, the two for the Cougars. Frager up in the middle, had it deflected. Summer then played it with the hands out of the back row. Holt is tipped back, trying to bump set. Summer collided with Woodford. Woodford recollected in time to get it over to the Bruins. They have to send a free ball to the Cougars with the left hand. McDonald flicks it. Formico's underneath, covers Anderson off of Woodford for the Bruin kill. 8-5 UCLA. Drolson checks in, Anderson off. Back and forth here these last few points in the third set. Going to come down to which side can start to get it going in runs. McDonald on a slide, Leos. Saved out back, Muno. Bushler flicks it on. Now a joust, McDonald pushes it over. Well played by McDonald. UCLA controls. Lawless is long. 8-6. Woodford trots back to serve again. Couple good plays by Washington State. Leos with the slide first. Took a good dig for the Bruins to save that. McDonald had the nice joust. Muno gonna try to get up to one. Holt wanted to take a swing. Came up empty. Cougars control it back. Holt able to watch it. Missed back down on the near side. 8-7. Cougars getting the run now. Washington State's taken 3 of the last 4. Woodford ready. Back right, Drolson. Muno, bump set. Far to the left side, tipped off Washington State. Bushler gets the kill, 9-7 Bruins. They'll bring back on Felix for the front row. UCLA, we told you tonight, being led in kills by Anderson, the match leader. More than double anyone else on WSU's side. Hold at 7, Anderson at 14. There's a kill for Washington State. McKenna Woodford gets the credit. Vandertag back on. 9-8, Cougars back 1. Olivia Cole moving up towards the table. She'll swap Leos for the serve. Cole for Washington State this season. .29 service aces per set. Third best on the team. Haley McDonald at .35. Kyra Holt at .34. The two better. Muno. At Bushler. Dig now for Cole. McDonald brings it back. Holt. Soft. Dug out by Muno. This time it's Felix coming in soft for one. Stevens will have the bump set. Holt left side. Tips it off one. Try for a pancake save by Muno. Can't get there. 9-9, it's even here in the third. Cole working back to serve. Started with the strong serving for the freshman. Cole from Vancouver, Washington. Straight at Drolson. Muno to the right side. Felix over the blockers and scrambling where the Cougars would try to dive to it, and they couldn't get there in time. 10-9, UCLA. Scrambled their subs too quickly to our left. Kate Summer back on the floor for Washington State. Enoy will serve for the Bruins. Anderson's the official sub. Inoue straight to the Cougar zone. Vandertijk tried to adjust. Now it's Bushler tapping one over. McDonald tries to push it with the left hand. Punched twice by Washington State. It'll be an 11-9 Bruin lead. Jane Greeny up from her seat on the right side, just directing traffic. Cougars have not used a timeout yet in this third. Within 2 points at 11-9. Holt the receive, straight at McDonald, right in the middle, cut of the net. Holt has her dug out by Formico, left side. Bushler deflected back. Vandertijk and McDonald in the area to get the block. 11-10. Bethune will cycle in up front. McDonald will be serving. Washington State desperately needs that block working. They had 12 last weekend in the weekend finale against Cal. Only 2 so far tonight. Bruins out blocking 5-2. Right side, Felix on the slide. Lightly over. Vandertijk plays underneath. Bethune tries to get a try on the far side pin, but hits the antenna. 12-10 Bruins. By 2, Bushler will serve. This season, Bushler's led the Bruins in kills 4 times, or had a share of that 4 times. Has a service error here. 12-11 now. Holt up front has a chance for the ace. Hopping into the front row, far side's Anderson. Gutsy move, jumping into the Zoo crew. Nobody in that front row. 12-12. A tight fight here in the third for Washington State and UCLA. Muno back sets the right side. Felix perfectly fades across the slide. 13-12. Up front, Frager. Formico will have the serve. At Holt, late decision to bump it. Now Woodford punches it with the left hand to get a free away. McDonald the dig with the hands. Bump set goes right side to Bethune. Rolls off the shoulder of Frager. Even at 13 we go here in the third. Back and forth battle continues. 5 ties already in this third set. Trying to get a first official lead change. Holt saves out of the back row. McDonald goes right side towards Bethune, and it's marked underneath. Stays on the Cougars side. 14-13 Bruins. Lawless up front, checks in. Off goes Inoue. The points have gone back and forth of late. WSU UCLA trading the last 4. Leos off a quick slide, move to the left side, gets the kill, and they'll trade for a 5th consecutive. 14-14. Cougars still trying to gain their first lead of the third set, excuse me. Down 2 sets to none. Stevens. That jump serve. At Bushler, left side. Lawless off the block, the kill. 15-14 Bruins. We trade for a 6th consecutive, and Drolson on for UCLA. Carly Drolson will be serving. All 3 sets so far, UCLA's been the first to 15. That classic media timeout marker. McDonald in the middle. Woodford drops it in near side, overpass back to the Cougars side. Hold out of the back rush, adjust with the right hand, running into it. Lawless plays it back for Muno. Left side, Bushler off the block. 16-14 Bruins. And they stop the trading to points at 6. Putting 2 together, Jen Greeny will take a timeout with WSU trailing by 2. It's the first Cougar timeout of this third set. With the kills for UCLA, Bushler moving back towards Anderson now. 14-9, Anderson has a 5-kill advantage. 17 times this year, Anderson has had at least a share of the team lead in kills. Anderson in sweeps has had the lead or a share of it. in all but one. That was the season opening sweep over Virginia, which Riley Bushler tallied 13 kills. You get this, so Bushler kind of spoiled Anderson's party last weekend at Oregon State, broke up 17 consecutive times that Anderson had at least a share of the lead in those kills. Bushler had 21 to lead the way for the Bruins. It's not looking like either Anderson or Bushler will get to that point right now. Kyra Holt leads the Cougar side with 8. Woodford has 7, 6 for Bethune, 3 each for McDonald and Leosh. Mims and Martin with 2 and 1 for Vandertide. Cougars hitting .061. Bruins now just a shade under 300 at 297. But still definitely in their favor, still definitely a good offensive night. They've been able to keep the Cougars defensively to just 2 blocks. And that goes a long way. You're playing Washington State. That's the Cougars' recipe for upsets when they have the blocking rolling. They're in serve receive back by 2, 16-14. Drolson to Holt back left. McDonald turns a set to the right side. Leos has it deflected back at Stevens. McDonald bump set to the near side. Woodford a light adjustment. Muno underneath to get there. Formico sets it high with Lawless. Middle, Leos trying for a kill, net violation against the Bruins. Gets the Cougars the point, 16-15. Kill credit goes to Ella Leos, blocking error for Riley Bushler. Woodford. Left side, kill, Bushler. Gets just underneath McKenna off the serve, 17-15. Michael Seeley up, giving calls to his side to left. Trying to get the Bruins to an 18th win. Near side, Holt has it tipped up. Saved from the back row by Drolson. Bushler tries to float one. Light attack. Summer digs it out. Right hand adjustment, Leos. Muno, a diving bump set. Got away for UCLA. Near side, Holt through the block, finds real estate. 17-16, Cougars back by 1. UCLA, 22 wins a year ago. They'd get within 4 of that if they had a victory tonight. Cole in the back left at Bushler. Gets it back from Muno. Cole with the dig back left. Out of the back row, Woodford past a blocker off Formico for the kill. Tied at 17 now in the third. Cougars, again, will seek their first lead of the set. Cole at the line to do so. Ready at the back left. And Cole can't control it. 18-17, Bushler continuing to get closer to Anderson in kills. Now 14-11. Anderson has the 3-kill lead. Checks back in for the Bruins as well. Enoy also on to serve. Closely contested third set after the break in the Cougar adjustments. Holt near side off the antenna. 19-17 Bruins. WSU has 1 timeout left. UCLA has not used a timeout tonight. Enoy at Stevens. McDonald, middle. Woodford, back right corner. Just got it in. 19-18. Bethune for Stevens, the switch. McDonald to serve. Junior from Bothell, trying to add to Washington State's 3 service aces. Goes towards the back row. Formico sends it up into the rafters. Doesn't touch. Free ball away to the Cougars. Bethune off the right side. Light flick. Felix got a hand to it. Now Bushler blocked back. Vandertide and Bethune got in the way. 19 all. Off the timeout, Cougars claim a couple. Have it back even. Like a broken record. Still looking for that first lead of the third set. McDonald at Formico. Muno For Felix, it's long, and the Cougars have that lead, 20-19. And Michael Seeley will take his first timeout of the night, with the Bruins now trailing for the first time in this third set, 20-19. The Cougars trying to get back to take one and start mounting what would be an uphill battle to get 3 consecutive after trailing 2-0 at the break. About that for Washington State. Hit percentage at .083 now. Still slowly, it's decreasing for UCLA. 273 for the team. Their next attack attempt will be number 100. They'll hit that century mark. WSU at 108. Kills about even. UCLA with one more at 37. Cougars have had 17 more attacking errors. The margin was 15 about halfway through the second set, marking some trouble for the Cougars. 27 attack errors, Washington State to 10 for the Bruins. Set assists about even, 36-35. Bruins have a one-set assist advantage. 4-3, Bruins with one more service error. Cougars 2 more aces at 3-1. Diggs right equal at 42. 5-3, the blocking lead for the Bruins. 2 blocking errors against Washington State, 1 against UCLA. Both teams back on the floor, and it's a fight to the finish here in the third. Cougars need the 5 more points. We'll see what they learned from a weekend ago. Tight sets played at California. McDonald. Southpaw sends it Formico. Muno, left side. Bushler over the block. Dig out, Summer. Back row, Woodford gets the kill. McKenna Woodford. 21-19 Cougars. Woodford, a 9th kill on the match, tied for WSU's side high. Again, McDonald. Cougars on a 4-0 run. Muno sets the slide. Felix, a light flick. Holt holds it up, kept in, and a free ball back to the Bruins. Well done by McDonald to fight through it, and now a double contact by Muno on the set. 22-19 Cougars, and it's a 5-0 run. Could feel a big MO shifting here inside Bowler. Again, McDonald off of Enoy for the service ace. 23-19 Cougars. Timeout UCLA. That'll bring the crowd to its feet here inside Bowler. Well done by the Cougars to go on a run here in the late stages of this third set. It took them until the 20th point to get their first lead of the set, but now they're holding on quite nicely. They've scored each of the last 6. That's the run Washington State's needed. Kyra Holt now a kill away from a double-double. 9 kills, 10 digs. Woodford, 3 digs and a kill away. Could definitely benefit from earning a 4th set. The Cougars are 2 points away from doing just that. They need 2 before the Bruins get 5. Of course, still a tough test. UCLA will have to rebound better out of this timeout than they do their last in this third set. They're now up to 101 attacks, still at 37 kills. Kills are now even at 37. Diggs in Washington State's favor, 24-22. It's been a much different third set, highly competitive for Washington State. Cougars were trying to make a late charge in the second before they had a blocking error lead to the final point for UCLA. They'll need to play clean volleyball now here for the final 2 points in this third set. Trying to get the score back to 2-1, a little more manageable. McDonald remains at the line. Has been through 2 timeouts now. Still serves tough at Formico. Muno tries to sneak it over with the right. It's not there. Holt, a light floater. Bushel underneath, out of the back row. Anderson collides with a teammate and lands it on the Cougars side. Breaks up the Washington State run, 23-20. Bruins have Bushler to serve. The sophomore outside hitter who has 11 kills tonight. Goes towards Woodford. McDonald, the set, slide, Vandertine. Off Enoy, deflected. Muno with a right hand. hits off Bethune, 23-21. Cougars nearly had that one picked out. Still a 2-point margin. One timeout left if they want it. Bushler at Holt, keeps it off the floor. Back row, Woodford, dig out, Bushler. Anderson now, lightly, McDonald the dig. Back row, Woodford sent back down by Felix. 23-22. Bruins within one. Bushler's reading to her left side. Jen Greeny's going to take that second timeout now after a discussion here in front of the table. That's what prevented the serve from being made active. Both sides have expended all their timeouts, and now it's really a very tight race to 25 in this third set. 23-22 Cougars trying to hold on to a lead. Washington State will welcome in USC later on this weekend. That match will be on Sunday. Trojans roll in to face the Cougars at 12:30. They're early on with Washington still. No set scores to report there. Oregon State at Colorado into a fifth. That one goes 2 sets apiece. Utah at home against Oregon leads 2-0. Could be a big win for the Utes. Arizona at Stanford showing no set scores on our end in the first set, but it's been that way for a while this evening. Oregon and Colorado, the lone game on the slate tomorrow. Halloween volleyball, 6 o'clock Pacific time from Boulder. Cougars need 2. Bruins looking for 3. It's near that point where we can see it go past 25 in this third set. Got to win the set by 2. UCLA owns the serve off the timeout. We said you won't see another timeout in this third set. Both sides have expended 2. Bushler. Sends away to WSU. Woodford along the near side. Sends it high. Bethune into the bleachers right behind us trying to save it. Service ace. Bruins 23-23. Bethune slow to get up but got back on the floor. Brings it back center. Holt tips it off the block. It goes under the net from Muno. 24-23 set point Cougars. They break up the 4-0 Bruin run. That was after Washington State went 6-0. Now the number's 1, and Holt will have the serve. The junior leader for the Cougars goes at Inoue. Felix off the slide, sets behind her. It falls. Cougars 25-23 win the third set, and they will earn a 4th here at Bullard Gym after losing the first 2. And they had some good fight down the stretch there in that third set to extend things and ensure that the Bruins do not pick up sweep number 12 on the season. We'll switch sides and get it back ready for a 4th set. 25-23 the set score in the third for the Cougars to take that 2-point victory and keep from going into that extended set. 25-20 Bruins took the second and 25-13 in the first. So WSU's gotten closer each time, finally getting over the hump with that victory. And now we'll see if they can get a convincing victory in the fourth and try to push this one to 5 here in Pullman tonight. Cougars getting some big impact play from Kyra Holt. Back to a double-double now, 10 kills, 10 digs for Kyra. Holt this season in the NCAA, 50th in kills per set at 4 per set coming into play, 44th in attacks per set, and 38th in points per set. She's been an active contributor all year. Washington State didn't have her last weekend. Certainly happy to have her back on their side tonight. Side-out percentages in the third set. Cougars had the advantage, 65-60. Back-to-back sets in which the Bruins have posted 60% sign-up percentages after 85 in the first. Match leader in kills is still Jordan Anderson with 15. Riley Bushler with 11 is in second. Kyra Holt third with 10. That leads Washington State's side. McKenna Woodford right behind her for the Cougars with 9. McDonald leads the way for the match with 31 assists, 28 for Muno on the UCLA side. Then they've had a few extra contributors, 3 for Bushler, 3 for Lawless, 1 for Felix, 2 for Formico, and 1 for Enoy. Cougars have had 1 each for Woodford and Mims, 2 for Summer, and 2 for Stevens. Dig leader for the match, Formico with 14. Washington State side is Kate Summer with 12. The senior libero kicked things up in the third set. Kyra Holt with 10 digs, 7 for McKenna Woodford, 4 for Haley McDonald, 2 for Bethune, 1 for Vandertag, 2 for Cole, 7 for Stevens, 1 for Leos. Cougars have a 1 dig advantage at 46-45. Blocking still in favor of the Bruins, 6-3, but the Cougars grab a couple blocks in the third set. Those involved in blocking, Claire Martins had an assist, McDonald with an assist and an error, 2 assists for Bethune, 2 assists for Vandertag. Solos for UCLA for Bushler, 2 for Felix, 1 for Frager, 2 assists as well for Felix, 1 assist each for Lawless and Bushler. So here we go. Cougars trail 2-1 into the fourth, but steadily improving now each set, at least the way the scores tell this tale. Hitting percentage-wise, Washington State was a bit lower than UCLA in the third, 171 to 136. UCLA still has a relaxed demeanor into this fourth set, though. Munoz just dancing the YMCA on the floor, trying to loosen up the mood for the Bruins. We wait for the rotations to be set at the table. Looks like we are good to go in that regard. The Bruins will own first serve out of the gate here in the fourth. Frager will take that serve for UCLA. The 6'5" junior tonight has 2 kills, 9 attempts, 1 error, 1 dig, and involved on 1 block. Ready now, will send away first for UCLA. Pokes it at Summer. Back set, Leos. Frager up front. Muno goes right side. Lawless has it tipped once. Summer near the bleachers. Collects it for WSU. Woodford out of the back row. Tip once, it falls. Point Washington State. Cougars take the 1-0 lead in the fourth. WSU Cougar soccer victors earlier today in Eugene. 2-1. Ella Diedrich, the athletic freshman keeper, saved a late second try for the Ducks. Congratulations to the Cougars on the road. Cole along the near side at Bushler. Gets it over for Lawless. Overpass back to the Bruin zone. Set comes back left side. Bushler over the block, lands it in the back line. Score even at 1 in the fourth. Subs for the Bruins. Enoy on to serve. Anderson will play back left. Custom on that Bruin offense. Still 4 back and receive for the Cougars. Summer, Woodford, Stevens, and Holt. Holt with the hands. McDonald tried a quick set for Vandertag. They weren't in communication. It's a free ball instead. Bushler now sneaks one in the back line, and 2-1 Bruins. Bushler up to a 13th kill. Now 2 away from Anderson. Enoy again at Holt. McDonald, back set, right side, Woodford lands it to even things at 2. Woodford now the Cougar leader in kills, an 11th for McKenna. Hit percentage, the best by volume for Washington State at 304. Vandertag's at 333, but only 2 kills and 6 tries. Muno to the right side. Felix off the slide, has it saved by Summer. Shoe is tossed off her left foot. Bethune will make it a no deal. She finds the kill on the far side to take it 3-2 WSU. That saves Kate Summer from having to play defensive possession shoeless. McDonald now serving with the Cougar lead. Left hand at Formica. Near side, Bushler tipped once. Woodford saves it. Holt now deflected back. Summers underneath. Pass to McDonald. Set Vandertag blocked away by Felix. She goes a solo for Claire Felix. 3-3 in the fourth now. Continues to be a back and forth affair. Cougars and Bruins have traded points most of the way in this set, except for one time when the Bruins collected 2 in a row. They won't here with a service error. 4-3 Cougars. Service error against Riley Bushler. Holt goes at Bushler. Muno leaves it near side, and the kill, Anderson. Make it even at 4. A lot riding on this for number 8 UCLA. Told you if Washington falls to number 1 USC, who's not lost this season, it could put the Bruins into second place in the Pac-12 at the end of tonight's action. Vandertag, a light tag at Muno, kept it there. Anderson, a heavy swing to the back row. Holt's there for it. Gets the feedback out of the back row, deflected back by Frager. Saved for a moment by Vandertag. Couple tips by the Cougars and a free ball back away. Muno tries to chop one. Free ball back by Bethune, and now back left corner finishing is Anderson. Good tries by Washington State. They were in tough spots defensively. Kept it alive at least, but then Anderson played to that open space in the back left. Now a service ace for the Bruins. Taylor Formico picks it up. 6-4 UCLA. Formico with the service ace, her first. Third for the Bruins. Dives in, right hand, makes the punch. Now Summer, her turn as the libero to make a dig. Woodford to the back row. Good defense being played now. Anderson trying to end it with a kill, and she does. Jordan Anderson getting it back. 18th kill, 7-4 Bruin lead. McDonald to the left pin. Woodford near side wide. Now 8-4. And a timeout. Washington State doubled up here in this fourth set after it went back and forth. Cougars actually had 4-3 advantage. UCLA on a 5-0 run into this Jen Greeny timeout. First for the Cougars in the fourth set. As we told you about UCLA heading back home starting this next week with Colorado and Utah, and then Oregon State. WSU, they'll be back here on WSUCougars.com on Sunday, face USC. Then one more here webcast style for you. November 13th against California. That's after a weekend down in the desert in Tempe and Tucson. Then Stanford on the Pac-12 Network Sunday, November 15th. That'll be senior day for Washington State, 11 a.m. first serve scheduled for that one here inside Bowler Gym. As for the Cougars, go on the road for a final 4 matches on the Pac-12 season. Already this year, Washington State bettered their conference record from a year ago. Only won the one conference match. WSU, of course, trying to continue to move the program in the right direction, and they have been going in that right direction with their youth. They've had a lot of tremendous young talent on the roster. They showed up in big ways this season. Did so in the third set to help the Cougars to the 25-23 set win. Now they got to get it rolling again, back 8-4. Formico's ready to serve. UCLA on that 5-0 run. And a service error will break that up. Timeouts will do that from time to time. Ice up the libero. 8-5 Leos onto the front row. Summer will be serving. Just what the Cougars needed to jolt the momentum. Try to start chipping away. Muno towards Anderson. Push with the right hand. Holt. A big dive to save it with a right fisted punch. And now Woodford gets the kill from the far side. Almost bangs foreheads with Cairo Holt, but it's all good in celebratory fashion. 8-6, Cougars back 2. Summer. Straight at Bushler. McDonald recovers for the dig. Hold out of the back row as a dug up by Bushler. Turn by Muno. Good peek by the setter to use the peripherals. See the spot, 9-6 Bruins. Lawless to the front row, Inoue off. Ready along the far side. Bump set up front. Dan McDonald gets it ready for Bethune. The connection there from Bothell to Stockton. 9-7. Cougars back by 2. And Stevens on to serve. Haley Bethune has been quietly efficient for Washington State. 8 kills tonight. 4 back of the Cougar team lead. Lawless sends it into the rafters again. It peaks in the lights but never touches. Woodford to the left side. Light, Muno covers underneath. Lawless off a bump set. Had deflected. Holt now from the Cougar back row. Off of Muno, trying to dive to it was Formico. 9-8 now. Cougars back 1. Formico nearly saved on a pancake. Bruins will make a new check-in for the first time tonight. Kyra Rogers. Middle blocker. Freshman from Des Moines, Iowa. Stevens to the near side, just misses wide. Bushler happy with that. That was a tough serve by Stevens. Couple inches back and the Cougars had an ace. Drolson on for the Bruins to serve now. 2-point UCLA advantage. Still up by 160 or so in hit percentage. Cougars send a free ball back off Woodford. Rogers checks in with a first kill. The freshman makes it 11-8 Bruins. Jen Greeny sets to receive. Drolson to fire it at the Cougars. It's Summer trying to dive for it, but an ace to Drolson. For Carly Drolson, service ace number 1, number 4 for the Bruins. Service aces now even at 4 to either side. Drolson to Holt, slide Leos. Up for Muno, saved it. Back to Bushler through the block. It lands. 13-8 Bruins. Back in form in the 4th. Jen Greeny will take a timeout, and she'll use her second, having to get the Cougars back into rhythm here in set number 4, trailing by 5. And Jen Greeny sensing that it was starting to slip away. Both teams now have a full deck of aces here tonight. Bruins hitting 400 in the 4th set. Cougars at 222. Marks the best hitting set for WSU, but defensively it's continued to get away from the Cougars a little bit. 7-3 in blocks in favor of UCLA. They're back in digs, though. That's not always the best indicator for a defense. That means a lot is getting through the block. 58 digs for WSU to 52 for UCLA. Kills, 3 more for the Bruins, 47-44. Attack errors, WSU with 30, UCLA with 11. That's definitely been the telling stat of the evening. Cougars trailing by those 5 points here, 13-8. Match leader still Anderson with 18 kills, Woodford with 12 for WSU. Holt already has the double-double, 11 kills, 14 digs. Bushler on UCLA's side also has gotten to the double-double mark, 14 kills, 10 digs for Bushler. Has 4 assists as well. UCLA breaks the huddle. All smiles here in this 4th set. Respectable to take 3-1 and set victory in Pullman. Tough place to come sweep. Drolson serves at Holt. Woodford got up in front. McDonald has to wave it back with a right hand. Muno, a double contact. 13-9. UCLA will search for a quick side out. Cougars try to make a run of it now. Woodford ready at Formico. Muno to Bushler. Might have been tipped. Summer had the dig. Woodford now long. 14-9 Bruins. They were first to 15 in the third, but it was closer at that point. 15-13, memory serves correctly. Frager. Holt with the light adjustment. Pfeiffer and Bushler dug out by Summer. Leos, a light flip, right side. Rogers off the antenna. 14-10. Attack error gets the Cougars the point. Cole's going to trade with Leos for the serve. Vandertag, Holt, McDonald up front. Stevens, Woodford, Cole will mark the back row. 3 back and receive for the Bruins. Along the near side. Bushler will get it on back from Muno. Cole has the dig. Long run down to the bump set for McDonald. Holt adjusts, fires over to the Bruins side. Stevens tries for a dig. Cole runs it down far side. Overpass, tap back down by Rogers. 15-10 Bruins. And Rogers, after entering in the third set, is now picked up. Couple kills, 4 tries, 250 hit percentage, and 1 error. And Noy in for UCLA. Cross floor set, McDonald, and it's hit wide by Holt. 16-10 Bruins. Note from this point out, a Bruin run cannot be halted by a Cougar timeout. Washington State has used both. Enoy again at Holt. McDonald runs it down for the bump set. Holt blocked back in. It was going to take one more tap from Vandertag to get over the net, but it will not. 17-10 Bruins. Right now it's on the strength of the serve of Enoy, the senior. Holt had to deal with a tough set. Had to send a free ball. Turned by Muno for a kill. 18-10 Bruins. Muno's got some gum in on the floor as well. Not distracting her from her job up front there. Checking for the spot in the Cougar zone. Taylor Mims will cycle back in up front now. Cougars need an answer. They'll take off Kyra Holt. Feel like they've grown predictable there. Maybe Holt losing legs a little bit as well. Woodford receives with the hand straight back, set off the mark for Vandertag. 19-10 Bruins. Passing falling apart for the Cougars. And they've got an uphill climb now with UCLA gaining momentum late. Woodford passes up front, McDonald. Slide for Vandertag. Played in by Drolson. And a kill for Bushler. 20-10 Bruins. Have WSU doubled up. Cougars need a side out. Claire Martin will swap Vandertag for the front row now. Enoy gets the go-ahead. McDonald, a tip with a left hand, drops it in. A teardrop, it falls on the near side. 20-11. Cougars leading by 9. Friendly fire on the Bruins side. Muno was hit in the eye. One of her own teammates was wiped it off. Now it's okay. We'll set now for Felix to the right side. Tipped up. Played in the back row by Woodford. Now Bethune feeds it through, threading the needle on the far side, pinned 20-12. It's the type of run the Cougars desperately need. Bethune approaching the 10-kill mark now with 9. McDonald goes way back. Bushler along the near side just finds a zone in the back line. 21-12 Bruins. Bushler continues to turn it on. 16 kills now, 2 back of Jordan Anderson, the match leader. And we'll have the serve. McDonald A-seam set for Martin is hit wide. Attack air sends it 22-12 in favor of the Bruins. 3 points away from capping it tonight here in Pullman. Woodford's had to receive most of these serves in the fourth. Dig for Formico. Bump set, left side. Drop back down by the Cougars. Martin and Mims. Thought for a moment they could have had it saved by Felix and Anderson, but they were unable to elevate it above the tape. Cougars need 11 before the Bruins get 3. They'll take a big Washington State run. Bush along the far side. Muno brings it back near. Anderson tools 2. 23-13 Bruins. Formico again to the service line. Frager up front. Muno, Johnson there as well. Bushler, Inoue back with Formico. Low set from McDonald. Got it to Woodford along the far side. Ducks it under the blockers. 23-14. McKenna Woodford doing a great job. Team leader in kills. 13 now. Hit percentage at .233. Formico on the receive. Nearly an overpass. Muno keeps it in. Big dig for Holt. Now it's Bethune's try. Muno, the setter, has to go for a kill. Now she gets to it with her right foot. Keeps it for the Bruins. Straight back to Holt. McDonald, back set, right side. Bethune the kill. Haley Bethune, there's number 10. 23-15. And the Cougars avoid the nifty move by Muno to get to it with her foot. Some of the fans here in Bullard Gym, maybe not avid volleyball fans, frustrated with that. They didn't think it was okay. Off an overpass on the serve, Bruins have recovered. And now Johnson's blocked back in. Leos will take the credit. 23-16. And timeout UCLA. They want to stop the Cougar groove. Back by 7 still. And the Bruins do have control of the fourth. Washington State trying to climb back in. Along with Ella Leos on that last block, Haley Bethune will also take some partial credit. Blocking still in favor of UCLA at 8-5. 66 digs for the Cougars, 60 for the Bruins. Muno the match leader, or excuse me, Formico the match leader. Actually, all that's wrong. Formico has 17. Match leaders Kate Summer at 18. Holt has 17 for the Cougars as well. Formico was the match leader through 2 sets, but Kate Summers come on with a vengeance here of late after having kind of low numbers through those first 2. Just a handful of digs to show at that second set break. It was after she had just 2 digs in the first set. Summer has the serve out of the timeout. Both teams are back onto the floor. Summer gets ready to our left side. This will be set up front row. Leos, Woodford, Bethune for the Cougars. Muno, Frager, Anderson for UCLA. Muno brings it back near side, and it's Jordan Anderson for the kill. 24-16, and match point now for the Bruins. They'll bring Rogers back in up front, and serve belongs with Muno. So here we go, the freshman setter sends away to the Cougars. Bethune drop back down, the block on the near side. Anderson, fittingly enough, gets involved. 25-16, Bruins take the fourth set, and they win it tonight in Pullman, 3-1 over Washington State. Cougars came back with a tough fight in the third set. UCLA ran away late in the fourth with it, and they will escape Pullman with road win number 10 on this season, taking the record to 18-3 overall on the year. Washington State falls to 14-9, 6-4 here at home, and 3-8 in conference play. But the challenge continues for the Cougars. They will welcome in number 1 in the nation on Sunday, USC, and it's a battle in the Pac-12 for sure. So Washington State will have to quickly regroup to ready for that match with the Trojans, who are undefeated pending tonight's result with Washington in Seattle. Let's look at the final stats tonight. Match leader did end up being Jordan Anderson with the 20 kills, 6 airs, 45 attempts, a .311 hit percentage. Well done for Anderson, 2 digs, involved in a block as well. Riley Bushler with 16 kills, 3 airs, 38 attack attempts, .342 the hit percentage, 4 assists, an ace, 10 digs, 2 blocks on the double-double for Bushler. Felix, 6 kills, 2 airs, 20 attempts, 200 hit percentage, 1 assist, 3 digs, involved in 6 blocks. Muno, 5 kills, 9 attack attempts, .556 percentage, 37 assists as well for the freshman, 12 digs, and 1 block. Gets the double-double by way of the digs and assists. Lawless, 2 kills, 16 attempts, 1 air, .062 the percentage, 3 assists, 2 digs, involved in the block. Frager, 2 kills, an air, 12 attempts, .083 the percentage, 2 digs, and involved in a block. For Rogers, 2 kills, 1 air, 4 tries, .250 the percentage, 0s the rest of the way across. Drolson had an assist, an ace, and 4 digs. Formico with 3 assists, 1 ace, 17 digs, and then Anoy with 1 assist, 1 ace, and 8 digs for the Bruins. For the Cougars, led in kills by McKenna Woodford with 13, 6 airs, 30 attacks for McKenna, .233 the hit percentage, 2 assists, 1 ace, 10 digs. Double-double for Woodford, sneaking in with the digs there late in the match for WSU. Holt with 11 kills, 10 airs, 43 attempts, .023 the percentage, 17 digs, gets with a double-double with 1 service ace as well. Haley Bethune gets to double digits in kills late in the 4th, 10 kills, 6 airs, 25 attempts, .160 the hit percentage, 2 digs, involved in 3 blocks. 4 kills, 4 airs, 12 tries for Haley McDonald. 40 times she assisted the Cougar hitters. 1 service ace, 5 digs, involved in 1 Cougar block. Leos with 4 kills, 1 air, 13 attempts, .231 the hit percentage, involved in a dig, and helped out on a block. Taylor Mims, 2 kills, 3 airs, 11 attempts, .091 in the negatives with 1 assist, and involved in a block. Claire Martin, 2 kills, 4 airs, 6 attempts, -333 the percentage, involved in 2 blocks. Ashley Vandertijk, 2 kills, 1 air, 9 attempts, .111 the hit percentage, had a dig, and involved in 2 blocks. Kate Summer, 2 assists, 1 ace, 18 digs. That was the match leader with 18 digs. Olivia Cole, 3 digs, and Tani Stevens, 2 assists and 9 digs. 1 away there from the double digits. UCLA continues on. They'll head to Washington on Sunday, 11 a.m. match start there. That can be seen on the Pac-12 networks. Washington State will be here at home, back on WSUCougars.com. Again, they take on USC to kick off the month of November. Number 1 team in the country coming in 12:30 first serve here from Inside Bowler. Pregame show on WSUCougars.com. We'll get going for you around 12:20. For our entire crew here in Pullman, Josh Moran running the camera, Scott Vick on production, Linda Challenge with WSU Athletic Communications, and the rest, the Washington State athletic family. This is Trevor Williams wishing you a pleasant evening. Final score tonight, UCLA wins it 3-1 over the Cougars. They stay undefeated on the road